Welcome back. You know, there's so much for us to catch up on, from the violence that we've seen in San Antonio to the possibility of a new hotel in our city. Also, a new bond package that you, the voters, are going to take up in just a few months. Joining us now to talk about everything is San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us. Let's start with that bond package. It's the biggest bond program we have ever seen in San Antonio. Most of it would go to infrastructure, housing, streets, sidewalks, parks. But it's the big price tag that a lot of people seem to be focusing on, $1.2 billion. How do you get people past that price tag?
Well, first of all, it's no new taxes, no tax increase. This is a bond program that's put together by the community. Hundreds of neighbors coming together every 5 years to prioritize the capital improvement projects in our community. And so this is the normal course of action. It's larger than it's ever been before because our city's growing and the needs continue to grow. But 76% of this bond program is in the very, very basics, streets, sidewalks, drainage, parks improvements. Every corner of this city is touched and improved. And so really, when we talk about taking care of our neighborhoods, taking care of the quality of life and infrastructure within our community, that's what this program is all about. And it's within our financial capacity. That's why there is no tax increase. And again, these projects, over I think about 180 projects in total, are all prioritized by your neighbors to improve your neighborhood.
So now let's talk about, the tension between police and members of the public after officers shot and killed 28-year-old Kevin Johnson on Monday. We're still waiting for that body camera footage to be released so that we know more about possibly what led up to that confrontation. Could you comment on that?
Well, sure. It's a tragic situation, obviously, but the investigation is underway per SAPD protocol, as well as the DA. And so without getting that investigation complete and without the facts known, I'm not going to make any comment on it. It would be purely speculation. But the investigation is underway, and we're going to be waiting for those results.
When it comes to body cam policy, let's take what happened on Monday out of it as much as we can. But when you talk about body cam policy, there is a 60-day window that has been talked about, but there are obviously exceptions to that. Can you talk us through that? And is there any talk of maybe being some sort of shorter time frame? I know the county talked about 10 days to 30 days. And your thoughts on body cam policy when it comes to the San Antonio Police Department?
Well, sure. And it's important to recognize that prior to, I think, last year when that policy was adopted, there was no policy for body cam footage. And this is fairly new technology for police departments across the country. I asked for a body cam footage release policy to be created. So we did that. And the attorneys, as well as SAPD, really did some good due diligence to look at other policies across the country. And 60 days was landed on as a reasonable amount of time to complete an investigation and get the video processed for release to the public. But it's important to recognize a couple of things. Number one, that's public release. And so oftentimes the video is made available to family and next of kin at their request once it is reviewed, obviously, by PD. We want to err on the side of disclosure. And making sure that the expectations for transparency are met. The 60-day standard is a minimum standard. And what we want to do is get that video processed and released as quickly as possible, as reasonably possible, to allow for, again, disclosure, but also to give time for investigation. We don't want to fail to meet our own standard. But we're going to continue to strive to release that footage as quickly as possible whenever there is a critical incident. What we found in some of these communities that have adopted very aggressive policies, some as short as 3 days, many, many times, in fact, oftentimes, they're not even meeting those standards. So what that does is it sets an unrealistic expectation for this footage to be released. And when it's not met, that standard's not met, it just creates more angst in the community that doesn't need to be there. So what we've done is created a reasonable time frame for us to release that footage. But we're also always working to exceed our own minimum standards.
You're comfortable with the 60 days?
Well, so number one, I think it always needs to be continuously reviewed. And I do expect us to have continued dialogue about that 60-day period. But I'm comfortable with the fact that we have set a minimum standard and that our expectation of the department is that they will work diligently to release that footage as quickly and as reasonably as possible.
From the city standpoint, what's the downside to releasing body cam footage earlier?
Well, so the footage needs to be released, and this is, again, the authority for releasing the footage is by statute with SAPD. But with regard to releasing the footage, it's really about getting that video processed and making sure it's released in full context, and that's what the police department does. It also, again, by statute, allows for an investigation to be conducted, and that's what, you know, obviously the DA is involved in and concerned about, is to make sure that those obligations are met in the release of the video as well. But again, obviously, we, in all of these cases, want to err on the side of disclosure. That body cam footage is there to protect not only the public and people who are involved in an incident, but also the police department itself.
Right. Transparency, accountability, all of that. So I want to talk about one more thing before we let you go. And maybe that's what you were going to talk about, the hotel.
Council members discussed possibly building a new hotel by the Hemisphere Park. What can you tell us about that?
Sure. Well, that literally took an act of legislature 10 years ago to pave the way for development on that corner. That one of the most important pieces of underutilized property in the city, in that Hemisphere quadrant on Alamo and Market Street. So this project has been underway for nearly 10 years now, and through the pandemic and some delays, we're finally seeing that hotel come to fruition. That's only one very small element of this development, though, which also includes some housing, but it also, most importantly in my mind, includes a civic park and bringing retail and public activities back to this corner, historic corner of San Antonio. So this piece of property, which has really been underutilized and frankly, a place where we want to see more for the last 50 years, is finally going to be brought back to life. It's taken a good 10, 15 years for this to come to fruition, but today was a significant moment where we could see the new plan post-pandemic come back to council and ultimately get started. And as you know, the Civic Park groundbreaking took place just a few weeks ago. And so we're excited to see that finally happen.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it all fits together, the park and the housing and the hotel and some parking and all kinds of things come together. But we're out of time, so maybe next week we'll talk about that. Mr. Mayor, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, y'all. Have a great evening.
You too.